Okay, took some time off. I'm back. Did a lot in the past week, not recording videos. I got most of the tracks done, but now we'll take a look at the blimps. Here's a blimp template I've made. This was a Goodyear blimp somebody made. Didn't come with the game, but one that somebody made. They did a good job on it. So I kind of use that as our kind of base for this, and I'm going to show you what we're dealing with blimps. Cockpit we will make bright green along with that. So don't worry that those aren't the same color, or we'll just make them the same color. There you go. We'll take off that curve. The fin we'll just keep bright red. The top and wire we'll make bright blue like that, and then we'll get rid of the Budweiser here. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. We can get rid of that. So there we go. And then we have these are the three parts of the blimp so far, but also we have this little, see this little black rectangle around here? Well, I can just change it to yellow. Those are basically, and just to show you, we have like a whole back. You can see how like everything just has like these weird shapes. That's because I have spent a lot of time figuring out exactly, well, this kind of defeats the purpose of me going into the game here, but this shows you I had to do a lot of work to find exactly where the edges of the template is and everything. But we will change the back to hot pink. Now, when we put this into the game, firstly, this is a 1024 by 1024 template. It does not have to be that big. Probably just for, you know, performance-wise for your computer. I'm not sure what kind of difference it makes, how big it is. But when we put these into the end game, you know, when we put them in and we're ready to race, we're not going to be they're not going to be 1024 by 1024. So here's our blimp that we just made. And we should see no hot pink anywhere. It's because I found out where the edges of the template are. And remember that little black thing I changed to yellow there at the end? That's the entire bottom of the blimp. That one little rectangle, it gets stretched over the entire bottom of the blimp. So you can't really put any graphics or put any, like, you know how those lines, the body lines for the blimp kind of stop there. That's because when you try to put them on the bottom, it just bleeds and it looks awful. And you can see I don't even have this, the edges of this perfect. You see that little black thing bleeding on the very bottom. At least it's not pink, so I don't know where that black's coming from, but I don't care. But that's our window. That's our blimp. And we're able to make blimps now. We'll keep that open. And it's done. So this was our Budweiser blimp. And you can, we'll actually go ahead and throw this in so you can see what this looks like. And then we'll make a couple other blimps, And I plan on, I'm going to do a little more fidgeting with this, but I plan on uploading this template somewhere, because as it stands, I still have to, you'll see what I mean, I have to fidget with each blimp and change, you know, the color here or there. And with a template, you don't want to deal with that. You just want to select 3 or 4 colors and go. So here's our Budweiser blimp. Look at that. Looks pretty good. But guess what? Also, we're never up here. So let's go to the track. They're running at 104% right now. So there's our blimp. Look, that's fantastic. And you're never going to be up there and see it up close like we have been already. So that's it. I think I made a change to Bristol since we were last here. I changed, Heinz on the side of the on the wall there. I changed it to Food Lion over there on the wall. But that's pretty much it that I've changed at that Bristol. Let's go ahead and just make another blimp. And I've made the list I have are a Fuji blimp, a Duff blimp, Duff beer from Simpsons, make a new Goodyear blimp, Reynolds Wrap blimp, PBS Sports blimp, MetLife, Hoosier Tire blimp. I think that'd be funny, you know, going against Goodyear. And then the Brute blimp from the old TNN days, and then the Blockbuster video blimp. And there's tons of other blimps we can make too. But let's make our own Goodyear blimp. I mean, this is the Goodyear blimp someone made. Looks great. You can see I was kind of just like experimenting on what exactly is going on there. There's the green body line where the blimp shuts off. Then I ended up changing that and having to, like, yeah. So, but let's make a Goodyear blimp. And, I mean, this will be pretty freaking easy. So there's our Goodyear blimp. You can see like how it curves underneath there. We're not going to be able to do that. Just the way this blimp template is set up and the way the blimp, what you make out of the game when you put it onto that 3D model in the game, it just, you don't have a lot of wiggle room. Like you just have to keep basically straight lines going across, or else you're in trouble. So, but we'll make a Goodyear blimp, and it's gonna be pretty easy. We want, I guess that's gray. I guess that's like the actual base of the blimp is like gray, you know. So we have our pretty sure I've been making some moves. Anything marked red over here are the colors that we can change. And yeah, so that's 1, 2. So let me mark that this is a color that we change. And this is like gray, like it's not white. It's pretty much gray. And then we have to grab this wire thing right here. This is like a gradient that puts some shading on it. But then I'm trying to find, that's going to be this. So this is another one. But I'm going to match it to that gray we just made. There we go. We got the base of our Goodyear blimp already. Now I need to go find the Goodyear everything. And I remember that we made Goodyear at Charlotte. So there's our colors that we need and everything, and then the blimp is, looks like it just goes yellow. I mean, there's a couple different ways to attack this. It looks like Could be just like a thin yellow line. Could be a thick yellow into blue. How did our guy make it? Yeah, he went blue, yellow, blue. But, you know, we're rebels. We're just gonna make these two yellow. Like that, and then we're actually going to make these a little bit bigger, and that was what, 17.5. I'm gonna have to redo that anyway. All right, and then we have that, and then we can change this to blue. We got a Goodyear blimp move. We got a Goodyear blimp working now, but it's too dark. You know, this is what I was talking about, where I have to kind of change what I'm. You have to kind of fidget with it every time, and I want a template where you don't have to do that. So we probably should have picked one Goodyear blimp to go with and just used it as the base, but now I'm like looking at all these different other blimps. We got a big Goodyear, but I'm already looking at the fins on what I want to do with the fins. Probably just do this one. Probably just make them yellow. But look at that. Look at that screen. That's the screen they put on the side, and we'll talk about what we're gonna do with a screen. And I never actually looked into this. I was wondering how they curved it around it, and I still don't know. Like I'm not that technologically savvy on how they do that. That's pretty cool. There's probably some articles about how they do that, but. We have Goodyear Eagle here. And basically, another thing I did was I found where basically the center of the blimp is and where you can't really bleed. You can't just bleed this all the way across. Because make a mental note of these yellow lines here. Going across, they basically wrap around the top of the blimp, so that's why it's just not a perfect science, and that's why I really haven't even I haven't been able to nail down an actual template to put into the community yet, because it's so it's just not it's not perfect. So that's done. Our actual side of the Goodyear blimp is done, good shape. And then our fin, I want to get that Goodyear above all the shading I've made so we can match that color. The fin will be yellow. I have a little shading there that makes it, you know, a little bit darker. But you can see like some fins have a blue and yellow. We'll just keep this yellow, and then the cockpit, it can be anything. Anyway, there are some limitations to the cockpit as well. You can see I made like a grid system like we did at the Canadian Tire Park, and it's not just a pure wraparound. It's just chaos. So it's hard to put a involved design on the cockpit, you know what I mean? So we're just gonna put that, and so we've gotten the body, we've gotten our cockpit, our fin, but then don't forget about the bottom over here. And what I have to do is, because I have a gradient going to the bottom of the blimp, I usually just go and eyedrop somewhere near the bottom of the blimp, and that's our new bottom of the blimp color. And you'll see when we look up close, it doesn't look good, but we're not going to be up close. As far as the cockpit goes, let's have a little bit of fun with it. Basically, the only reliable design you can make is something that just stretches across the entire cockpit like a straight line. There's really not much we can do. I was looking for exactly what the cockpit looks like. You probably see it there, but I hate that. You can't zoom in on Google Images. Yeah. Bigfoot, or what was it? It wasn't Bigfoot, it was something. I saw it earlier. Something foot one. I don't know. So, yeah, we'll just make a yellow line here. Maybe do something like that. There's our blimp. And I'm trying to think if I've missed any steps. I don't think so. But also, and actually I don't remember, our cockpit here, I think I put in the cast from Wings in here. Yeah. Where's the blur? Yeah. The cast of the show Wings is in the cockpit, but I have them blurred out so you can't really see them. So here's our Goodyear blimp that we just made that took, with the template and knowing what you're doing, it took me about 2 minutes. Right? Probably a little bit longer. I'm not really worried about the MIP values right now. And we're going to see what she looks like. I use Bristol because it's just the shortest. It's the smallest track, and it gets us to the blimp as quick as possible. And look at her. And then we'll go look at those yellow lines I was talking about. How they, those yellow lines blend all the way across the template. Meanwhile, you can see they like meet up above it. And even here, the Goodyear is too close to the fin. So I'd want to make that smaller. And there's our bullshit cockpit we made. And then you can see what our bottom of the blimp looks like. Like, we can't match that color. There's just no way to match that. But we're not up here. Let's not worry about what this looks like when we're, like, making love to it. Let's actually get on the track and see what it looks like. And that's gonna hide behind the grandstands for a while here. Let's accelerate a little bit further. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't know I could do this. I'm in the actual I'm in the actual hood camera, roof camera, and I'm able to make moves, I guess. I didn't know I could do that. Usually you have to. Right now I'm gonna hit Control B. Look at that. What? I'm gonna hit Control B, and it's gonna move us to the back of the truck, and we'll be on Schroot's like name on the back of the truck. Yeah. But wait a minute. Why is that on the? Oh, because we were up there. This is where the blimp was before. Let's go back to the roof. Yeah, and I can move. This is crazy. So there's our blimp. That's what the blimp looks like from the track. It's a blimp, man. So that's awesome. And I actually have to write down, experiment with that blimp, with that camera. I didn't know I could do that because I downloaded the new version of Free Camera. So we just made our Goodyear blimp. Didn't really take that long. So that Goodyear blimp is done. And I'm actually going to, like, this is all the shading and everything. I have that separately so I don't have to, mess with it every time I make a new blimp. So now we'll make a third blimp. And I just copied and pasted. I just made a copy of the Goodyear we just made. All right, we're going to kill maybe 3 birds, 2.5 birds with a stone here, 1 stone. We're gonna make a Hoosier blimp. Yeah, it's gonna be 3 birds with 1 stone here, I think. Hoosier actually has like a purple and white. They don't really do the, you know, the old. Seems like this is their new logo, even though it still has like that old-timey font on the tire. I don't know, but let's grab that. Let's grab that image right now for the purple of it. Hoosier tire logo. And see, this is what we want. Hoosier racing tire. Is this from Hoosier? Yeah. So I mean, it's. They don't know what they want to do. But we'll grab that purple. And hey, this, for advertising purposes, you want a purple blimp. Like I'm thinking, oh, you want white with purple. But no, let's make it a purple blimp against the a white lettering against the purple background. You know what I'm saying. So I'm going to eyedrop that. We got ourselves a purple blimp. And we're not going to have any bells and whistles going across the you know, the side of it, like Goodyear with the stripe and whatnot. But I saw that the G in Goodyear was close to the fin, so I want to see if my mask. See, my mask isn't exactly right. I want to move that a little bit over so we don't get near that fin. Okay. So turn the mask off and then we're dealing with the blimp again. And we have to go in and take out that racing tire. Although we probably don't have to do it this way. Because there's 2 ways to do it. One could be my usual rectangle trick, which is what I'm going to do now. So, hang on. And it's not really a rectangle trick, it's just find an Infinity Designer, find what you want to keep and trace around it. And we're basically just going to drop the logo inside of this shape we make. And whatever's outside of the shape will disappear. And then whatever's in the shape, we can just change the color of it. And we won't keep the registered mark. So there you go. I have that curve. And I already had the Hoosier there. Anyway. So that's gone. And then I can go in and change this overlay to our white, and it's just going to be a white Hoosier logo. Fantastic. And that mask gives us a rough idea on how far left and right we should go. Because that's another thing. You go to any other template, and I still haven't done a lot of these trucks, but you go to any other template, and there's 2 sides of it. But on these blimps, there's only 1 side, and that's another tricky part of this is you'll see, hopefully I'll point out when we go back onto the track, that you only see the right side of the blimp. Not the left side. Maybe at some road courses and a couple of weird blimp paths at certain tracks. But for the most part, you only see the right. So as it stands, we want this looking like it's going from left to right now. And usually that doesn't matter, but you know, we'll make a Snoopy blimp where we want him, you know, piloting it. So we'd want him on this side of it. when you would think it'd be on this side because this is, you know, it looks like the cockpit's facing this way in this template, but don't worry about that. So we got the Hoosier. Now I'm trying to think what the cockpit, because there is no Hoosier blimp. I've looked. We don't need any. While we're here, let's change the bottom. Let's go eyedrop this purple. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to look good. It's just not going to. It's just not going to look good. But we're going to be, as I've said numerous times already, we're going to be on the track. It's not going to matter. And as far as the rest of the blimp, let's go with maybe a black cockpit with maybe a white kind of situation. I don't know. And then the fin, let's go with black as well. I mean, we're just making this up. Now, here, that's one bird we're killing. The second bird we're killing is we're exporting this at the actual garbage quality that's going to be in the game. Like, it's that small. Again, you can make it bigger if you want. And I actually forget, I have this written down somewhere. This is 81032, I think. And I've never really bothered with changing that. And I gotta learn to keep my freaking shared folder open. So that's gonna be, this is 2 birds so far we're killing. Because we're gonna go check this out. And we're not gonna check it out up. Oh, John Denver's pitting. What is this? Why is everybody pitting already? Oh, yellow. Oh, I had yellows turned on because I was testing some tracks to see if there were any problems with accidents and whatnot. So there's our Hoosier tire blimp. So there you go. Do you notice any kind of difference in the quality compared to the Goodyear blimp that we've been using, other than, you know, my creative skills, which are lacking in terms of making a blimp design from scratch? But that gets the job done. Yeah, and you can change, you can move around on this. Wow. I'm a dumbass here. What am I doing here? I'm gonna go, yeah, let's go up and find the blimp up close, and you can already see the quality is poor. And I mean, is that pretty much centered? Yeah, I guess. I don't know. But the quality just isn't as sharp as the Goodyear. And here's the left side of the blimp that you don't see that much. And as much as we tried to center the other side, this side is just awful. Just because it's just not a perfectly symmetrical template. And you can see just the quality of it's bad because we made it smaller quality when we exported it, but whatever. I mean, that's what we're dealing with. So that's 2 birds. The third bird is we need a night version of the blimp is what we need. So this is what the night version looks like that came with the game. You know, they want it all, basically all of it dark, the same pretty much darkness across the whole thing, and then have what I was talking about earlier, that, you know, that screen or whatever that's stretched across the side of the blimp. We got to come up with something for that. And we'll see. Where's my mask? So you can see that Goodyear even that came with the game kind of bleeds into the fin somewhat. I don't like that. So let's get rid of that. And we don't need that anymore. But we're just making a dark version of the blimp, which is pretty easy what we have to do. We're going to put a rectangle over top of it. And then it's just a matter of how dark do we make it, you know? Like, what's a good darkness? Let's change, let's move this. I mean, that looks good, does it? I don't know. I just don't know. But now that I'm looking at this at the blimp that came with the game, you can see that they have all these little body lines on the fin and whatnot. We're not doing all that. Although if I end up making a template to put on, Stenode Racing, I'll go wild with it. But okay, so we have this is our dark blimp. This is our night blimp. But now we want to put like some kind of screen on it. And let's actually go back to Charlotte. And there's that. Let's actually grab everything from the Goodyear part, which it doesn't. We're not worried about Goodyear right now. But this is basically going to be our screen, and then we might have to kind of figure out exactly where we want this to end up on the blimp, and how big we want it to be. I don't know. But this will be on the blimp. Obviously, this will be on the blimp. But, we have the white Hoosier against the purple. But then let's change this to purple on white. But that's going to look rough. I mean, it's... I don't know. Color overlay, and then we'll go grab this purple. Oh, because I gotta click it in here. So, I don't know, I'm not even sure if that Hoosier is centered. For now, I didn't change the size of it when I exported it, so it's going to be big again. I've been doing all these MIPs and I still want to drag into WinMip when you can't. You're not allowed. And I close that shared folder again. Replace, yes. And I minimized at that time, so we'll be able to get it. So now we're going to go to Bristol Night. And I've actually made some moves at Bristol Night, which it wasn't that hard. I basically just copied everything we made and did it at Bristol Night. And I had to... Oh, that's my Led Zeppelin blimp. We didn't change the name of it. We have to go back. So that's the NASCAR Cup Series. With some... Makes it look like, looks like they're lit up and whatnot. But Bristol Night's done. And I've changed everything on the track from colored to white. It just looks better than what we were dealing with before. But yeah, that Led Zeppelin blimp, that was an experiment I was doing. And we got to change the name of this. Wait a minute, where'd my... Oh, okay, right there. So it's blimp underscore night. So we're going to copy... Or no, we don't... Yes, we do. Blimp underscore night. And we're going to go back in and take a look at the night blimp. So, I guess I mean, is that... Let's not... I don't know. Let's not lose our minds about it, you know? And then we'll accelerate this and see what it looks like from the track. And it's behind the grandstands right now, so... Oh, still is. Where's she at? She's up there. She's still going to be behind the grandstand. That looks good. Probably could even... tell you what, could probably make that darker. Like that. And then... the... Actually, and this is another part of the template where I don't know how I would go about doing this, but I would, let's put an outer, let's put a glow around the screen that matches the color of it. So maybe something like that. There's all these little things you can change. Sometimes less is more. So we've made it darker, and I think just the way the screen lays on the blimp, it just doesn't, it's not going to look good no matter what we try to do. Let's make sure we rename this now. Blimp Night into shared. Let's go check her out. I don't know why I've gendered the blimp. I mean, I don't know. We'll see if this is definitely the one we just made because it has a glow around the, yeah. So we made it darker, sure. But I mean, it might not be as simple as the solution might not be as simple as, hey, just make a black rectangle and change the opacity of it. It might be more of, you know, that instead of that black rectangle we put over the entire thing, make it the purple color and make it darker and then lighten it up. So it will keep the you know, the purple color of it, you know. But I want to get onto the track at another track. And see what the blimp looks like from here. This is Charlotte. Charlotte's pretty much done. I did make a note that I want to change all the Lowe's things in the corners to Charlotte Motor Speedway. Because I'm really kind of going in with a fine-tooth comb now and changing things. Those signs look good. Where's she at? There's the blimp up there. I mean, you just don't see it. That's why Bristol's perfect. Big race here. Sean Denver cutting to the inside of Dwight Schrute. Yeah, the blimp's really off in the distance. As I've said, it's not... So but you can also see, you only see the right side of it at a lot of tracks. It just stays to the perimeter and you only see the right side. Seems like it just stays over on this side of the track. You really don't see it anywhere else. I do think we have lost it though. I don't see it now. There she is. I don't know if she goes all the way around the track or what. We can always time lapse it. And I mean, the night thing doesn't look good, and I'll tell you why. It's because the actual thing that came with the game was the American flag. Because guess what? That is an image that is noticeable and it's easily identifiable from no matter where you're at. Meanwhile, we have just some white blob up there right now, you know. So I think as much fun as we want to have with the this was the third bird, by the way, that we killed, the night version, but we're going to kill a fourth bird here because I'm going to experiment with changing this rectangle to that purple. But see, that's not going to work because it's just a brighter, you know, that's not going to work. Or maybe make it a, make it a, but see, we want to somehow keep the white of the Hoosier, but make it darker. I'm just cycling through options that come with the program right now. Which, let's actually make this black and then go through it. I mean, the white can't, the white has to hard light. Is that good? I don't know. Sure. But instead of this Hoosier nonsense, let's put the American flag up there. And we're not going to be able to wave it. We could. But let's just keep a... Actually, let's find a waving one. That should that should be fine. I don't know why I'm stressing about this, but that's the actual flag that they show on the side. So instead of waving, let's just get a flag. As such. This may not be a perfectly set up, the dimensions of it aren't going to be exactly the same, but we're going to make it the same. So there's our American flag. It's huge compared to what was in the game. So let's actually try to match. Where are you at? Let's try to actually match the flag that came with the game here. Size-wise, for the most part, something like that. And, I mean, that's bright as sin right now. And hey, it's supposed to be. We have that outer glow. Does that really matter? Seems like it did something. They tried to glow it up somewhat. Let's see if we can, like, blur it. Blur the whole thing. I don't know. So this is our new. Even all the wheeling and dealing I made with the dark overlay and whatnot, I don't think it really had a difference. It really made a difference. But this will be the end of the video here, and probably make some more videos of some more blimps. But we'll see what this American flag looks like here.
Drivers, to your car.
Yeah, just that white screen. We had too many delusions of greatness with that white screen. Why didn't this work? Oh, because I didn't change it to blimp night. So if you were following along, you probably were yelling at me. Now, come on. Where are you at? Here we go. This will work. But yeah, that screen with any message we want on it, it's just not gonna look good. We just passed it. We'll circle back around and see it here. Yeah, I mean, that's the American flag. That is, I mean, that does the job more than just, hey, what's that white screen up there that looks like foolish? So. Yeah, that does the job perfectly. And here I am trying to move the mouse like I was earlier, and it's not letting me. I think there's like a special combination that you got to do to get that to move in the roof. So there you go. So I guess that you can see even it gets cut off there at the bottom because that's where the template, you know, the body lines between the colors that we showed earlier on, that's where they cut off. So I'd have to investigate that, but also seeing it from the track, you really didn't see the difference. And then finally here at Bristol, I had to make these night versions of these. I had to make night versions of these signs, so I had to put little lights on them. And still it doesn't look the best, but something else we're going to tackle is... Oh, this one doesn't move. Let's go find one that does move. And we'll kill a couple birds here. We're using a new... We'll be going to a new Darlington, and we are going to Darlington throwback the hell out of this version of Darlington. We're gonna change everything here to make it look like current Darlington with a red press box, red Earnhardt towers over there. But here's what I wanted to talk about is I've added some trackside objects to the settings, and then all these new vision boards popped up. So we're going to be investigating on changing all these to wait a minute, is this Darlington that they used for this? Go back. What's that? What track's this? Challenger 500. So it probably is the Darlington. No, what's that? I don't think this is Darlington. Or no, it would be. That's that. I don't know. But we're really going to experiment. we're gonna put our own video on these boards, and I already have an idea on what I want to do. But we are going to be bringing this Darlington up to modern times with some of our own little flair. But that'll be coming up. And also, I have to WinMip. I have to get a new Iowa. And let's actually go check out this Iowa. I want a full field here. And I got to move over to the other... I think this was like a 95. I'm moving to a different mod because I have a lot of the trucks that are going to be running in our next truck season. I have those already in the game, but I don't want to spoil that yet. But I'm going to show you why I need to download a new Iowa. Give me the pit lane. Let's watch the front stretch here. The top, the wall here up at the top. You can see a lot of cars. Looks like that was just Michael Jackson that did it. But we'll, yeah, well, shit. We'll have to wait. We'll have to wait for everything to bleed back around. Where are they coming? And you'll see what I mean. Just watch the wall here. We had we have a lot of cars scraping the top of the wall there. And I don't know what's going on, but it just leads to, you can see all the sparks here. All the cars are, I can't figure out what's going on there. Because it's happening in every mod I've tried it with, so I gotta download a new Iowa. But if you've dealt with this and you know how to fix it, let me know in the comments. But it's not even worth going around, and so this will be the last time we see this Mark Martin that we made. R.I.P. But yeah. But that's it. Another video. We'll make some more blimps, and then we'll look at a lot of the progress I've made at a lot of the tracks, and then we'll also make a video for all those new video boards that are popping up when I turned on some trackside objects in the settings. But that's it. All right. That's it here. Thanks for watching.